Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Garima Singh signing in for today's video. As in our previous video, we have started with chapter number 1 of geography, where we have understood the meaning of resource, its type and how resource planning happens. In this video, we'll be covering the very important and the utmost important natural resource about land. We'll understand what it is. Studying about land resources today and further what is there in this chapter. So the very first topic about the land resource, as you all know, land is very important to us. It is one of the natural resource available to us. So we use land in a different way and utilize the maximum from this resource. So as you all know, land supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, the economic activities, the transport and the communication system also. Therefore, land is considered as the finite magnitude. Therefore, it is very important asset in our life. So as you all know, there are relief features to each and everything. Similarly, land also has some features, and important relief features of land are divided into 3 parts. One is plateau, plains and mountains. So this is the proportion of the land, and in this pie chart we have tried and explained that 27% of the total land are the plateaus, 43% of the land are the plain area and 30% of the land is the mountain area. So now you have understood that the land has various relief features and accordingly it is divided into certain proportion of the land. Okay. Now let's see how human beings take the land under utilization. Okay, so as we all know, the land resources are used for the following purpose. Some of its part is used as forest. Some of the land which is not available for cultivation is divided into 2 categories, that is barren and the wasteland, which is not at all cultivated, which is left barren and is termed as the wasteland as no cultivation is cultivated there. And the other here is the non-agricultural use of that land, where we have constructed so many buildings, the highways, etc. Therefore, all these activities will be considered as the non-agricultural use of the land. So land is again divided on the basis of the uncultivated land. First we have the forest, then we have the land which is not available for cultivation, and other than what we have studied now are the other uncultivated land, which is divided into 3 categories of the permanent pasture and grazing. This land is kept for the grazing purpose of the animals. Okay. Then we have the cultivable wasteland, which has been kept uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. जिस लैंड को हमने 5 साल से भी ज्यादा हो गए हैं और उस पर कुछ कल्टीवेट नहीं किया है, that land will be termed as the cultivable wasteland. This is very important term, you should learn it. Okay, next we have the next category is the tree crop grown. There is some portion of the land where we have the miscellaneous tree crops which are termed as the part of the uncultivated land. Okay. Further, the categories are divided into the fallow land. Okay. It is also divided into 2 parts, that is the current fallow and the other than current. Current means which is at present. Okay. Which the land which was left uncultivated for 1 or less year. Okay. So we are talking about the current period, therefore current fallow land. Other than the current, which means the land which has been left uncultivated from the past 1 to 5 years. Okay, that will be termed as other than current fallow lands. Next part here is the net sown area. By this I mean the area which is sown more than once in a year. Okay, as you know, like in our country, we have multiple cropping system. Okay, in an year, the farmer grows more than one crop. Therefore, the area which is sown more than once in a year plus the net area sown will be taken as the gross cropped area. Okay, so including the area which is sown more than once in a year plus the net area which is sown will be termed as the gross cropped area. This definition is again very important and it lies in the category of the net sown area. Now you have seen how the land is divided into various relief features and how the land is being utilized in different ways. Let me just quickly revise the points. Number 1 was forest. Number 2 is land not available for cultivation, which was further divided into barren and wasteland and non-agricultural land. Then we have the other uncultivated land, the fallow land and the net sown area. Now let's see the land use pattern in India. First, let us understand the land, which is our natural resource and is the utmost important resource to the human beings, are influenced by two major factors. One is the physical factor, which is the climate, topography, soil type, etc. Whereas another factor here is the human factor, where we consider the population, the density, the technology, what the humans can contribute in utilizing that land will be termed as the human factor. So talking about the land use pattern in India, total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer and only 93% of the land is available for use, because when we talk about the northeastern states, only we have the data about the Assam state. Apart from that, we do not have any data. Okay, therefore, as per the data, it is only the 93% of the land which is available for use. Then we have the forest area, which is lower than 33% as per the National Forest Policy report of 1953. Then we have also the land under permanent pasture land, okay, which is permanently kept only for the pasture thing, okay, for the grazing of the animals. Okay, that area under the land, it has decreased over time because now humans have understood how to use the land in a better way. Okay, therefore the land under the permanent pasture or the grazing, this area has totally decreased now. Then we have a part of land which is the wasteland. Okay, we term this wasteland as the land which is covered with the rocks or is arid. Arid means dry and is the part of a desert land. Okay, this land will be termed as the wasteland and will be put into the non-agricultural use because this wasteland is not fit for the agricultural activities. Therefore, we will utilize it in the non-agricultural use. For example, buildings, making roads there or making any other institution or structure over this land. Then this pie chart shows the various part of land, how the land is being utilized here in India into different categories. As 46.2%, which is the maximum of our total area, is used as the net sown area. Okay, the area which is sown more than once for a crop. Okay, then we have 22.78 as the National Forest Policy of 1953 have given us the report that the forest area is lower than 33%, which is around, so we got to know the forest area is around 22.78% only. 4.76% is under the current fallow and 5.5% of the land is used for non-agriculture or for building purpose. Then we have 3.8% which has been used as other fallow lands. Okay. Then we have 1.1% of the land area which is used for tree crops, 4.17% as cultivable wasteland and 3.37% as grazing land. Okay. And the last is the 8.61%, which is more than all of this category, is our barren and the uncultivated land. Okay. So you have seen in the above diagram that land is in continuous use. Okay. And due to this continuous and the vigorous use of the land, it has led to the problem of major concern which we need to address at present time is the land degradation. Okay, now let's understand what do I mean by land degradation, how it is a problem and how it can be overcome. Now coming to the land degradation. When I say land degradation, it means the land quality has degraded or it has come down. Okay, so which activity has led to the land degradation? It is the continuous use of land over a period of years. Okay, as humans are continuously using the land without taking appropriate measures to conserve it or giving the land some time to regenerate is leading to the problem of land degradation. It means the land is degrading. Okay. And why it is happening? It is happening because 95% of our basic need come from the land. Okay. So majorly human beings are dependent on the natural resource which is called land. Okay. And activities like overgrazing, mining, deforestation, etc. has led to the increase in the process of the land degradation. By overgrazing, I mean the land is left uncultivated, okay, and is used for the grazing purpose of their domestic animals. Okay, so people go and leave their animals at this land and is being utilizing this land as the grazing grounds. Okay, whereas by deforestation I means the cutting of trees. Okay, due to various reasons like for making some buildings, making highways or putting the land into non-agricultural uses, it has led to the process of degradation. And this is the figure which shows the wasteland in India as per 2000 data. Okay, so 56% of the land is wasted by the water eroded area. Okay, this water eroded area leading to the land degradation. It means due to the flow of water, okay, the land is being eroded. Therefore, major area which is being land degradation is caused by the water erosion. Okay, the flowing of water lead to the land erosion which takes away the soil, the mineral from one place to another place. Okay, leading to the wasteland. Now we have next the forest degraded area which is 28%, with the area where the deforestation activity is so much that the land has been degraded, the forest has been cut down. This area will be termed as the forest degraded, which has led to the soil which became the saline and the alkaline soil, okay, in which the salt content is so high that it is unfit for the cultivation of the crops. Then 10% of the area is eroded by the wind. Okay, when the wind blows, it leads to the land erosion, moving the soil from the one place to the another. So these are the various factors which has led to the wasteland. Okay, making the land degradation process active and making the land into a wasteland. Okay, so as I have told you that human activities, humans been using the land for various purpose like mining. Okay, mining lead to the land degradation. Okay, so in the states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, these are the states where these activities are so much that it is leading to the land degradation. Okay, the land quality is becoming poorer and poorer. Why? Because of the overuse in the process of mining. Then we have the overgrazing in the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, and also in the states like Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. The land has been degraded because of the over irrigation. Okay, irrigation is good for crops, but over irrigation can lead to the land degradation. Okay, and all of these activities are resulting into the soil or the making the land into the alkaline and the saline. okay, which become again unfit for the cultivation of the crops and leading to the major problem which is known as the land degradation. Another important reason behind the here in this recent years are the industrial waste has increased. Over the years, the industries have been set up, more of industries have came up, which has led to the increase in the pollution. The waste, industrial waste and effluents are leading to the water pollution. Okay, now after understanding the land degradation and what are the various activities which are leading to the land degradation, let's come on to the conservation method. Conservation method, by this I mean how can we save, what are the appropriate measures to save this land degradation. Okay, number one here is afforestation. Deforestation opposite is afforestation. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. Afforestation means planting of more trees. Okay, so number one conservation method here is afforestation. Go for more and more of planting of trees. Also, keep checking the grazing activities, that the grazing activities are happening. Please keep a check that these activities are not becoming the overgrazing activities, okay, which will again lead to the problem of land degradation. Next here is the planting shelter belts. By shelter belts I mean you need to construct a piece of, by planting more of these little trees ahead so that the tree's root hold that soil and the soil is not being degraded by any of the natural cause which is the wind, the water. Okay, so in order to prevent the soil or the land degradation, you need to make the shelter belts. Okay, then we have the another here method here is the management of the wasteland. Okay, we should keep a check what all activities are being carried out on the land and why the land is being termed as the wasteland and what are the reasons. And also we should keep checking the mining activities. Okay, and next and the very important conservation method here is, now you need to keep a check on the discharge of the industrial effluents so that it is not leading to the land degradation or the water pollution. So that's it for today's video. Now time to tone your brain. You need to answer all the 3 questions in my comment section. Number 1 here is explain in your own words, okay, what you have understood from this lecture. What do you understand by the term land degradation? Okay. Next question here is, what are the ways or the methods to conserve land? Okay, you need to give me the steps or the factors that you can use as or in order to conserve the land or in the purpose for the conservation of land. Okay, and the last question for today here is, in which year did the National Forest Policy came? Okay, that's it for today guys. Keep revising all the videos that we have covered till now of chapter number 1 of geography. I'll be linking the link of my previous video where I have covered the starting part of this chapter. Here I'll be linking the link. Okay, and before I end this video, make sure you keep on revising. I am again and again focusing on this. Okay, and that's it. And tomorrow we'll be doing our soil and type of soil that we have in our country, which is India. Okay guys, so stay tuned and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, as this will mean a lot. Thank you for watching.